right, go ahead and clap it up. Shalom Israel, where the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the command and General Yohana. This is Isupk Austin Tuesday Brotherhood class. Brotherhood and sisterhood is a weapon, all right? That's working. Brotherhood and sisterhood is the weapon we're going to use to rise up out of these conditions that we are in. This is the weapon we're going to use to learn who our oppressor is, to learn who our enemy is. You see, we don't have a clear understanding on who our enemy is. And that's because of Christianity. That's because Christianity has taught us that God loves everybody. And since God loves everybody, it makes you accept everybody. It makes you accept everybody in as if they're as if we are all the same. Right? You hear that term, people are people. A lot of people say that. But people aren't people, right? Because certain people put other people in certain conditions. Some people oppress other people, right? So people are not people. We are supposed to be a separate nation unto the Lord. And since we don't want to be separate and we want to be joined, where we are joined in with these other nations are at the bottom. That's where we fit in. That's where they join us in. They join us right in at the bottom. Okay? Because we are not meant to fit in and be established with these other nations. We have to understand this because this is why we are so lost and why we are so destroyed. Because we don't understand who our enemy is. We don't understand that we should be a separate people. That we shouldn't mix and match and all of those things. Right? This is important to know because since we don't know this, what do? We go out and we make marriages with these people. We make friends with these people. Right? We do all of these things with a people who don't have a love for us. It says that they have a perpetual hatred for us. And as they got a perpetual hatred for us, we have a perpetual love for them. And we just keep giving our love to them instead of giving our love to our brother, instead of giving our love to our sister, instead of giving our love to the people who need it, which are your people, so called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Oh, Salaki. Oh, I don't think I could go off. Damn it. The Water Warrior. Let me see. Let me do something. I might not be able to go off and pull the scriptures in. Let me see. Yeah, bear with me once. Yeah, that's it. All right, let me see if I share it. If it'll. Damn it. All right, no sweat. Yeah, no sweat. Okay, I just won't. I just won't. Let me see something. Bear with me 1 second. Let me fix something. Okay. All right, but like I was saying, we have to separate from our oppressor. We have to separate from our enemy because that's why we're in this downward spiral. That's why we're just at the bottom because we don't fit in with them. We don't have no place with them, and they don't have no place with us, right? They are supposed to be at the bottom. We're supposed to be ruling the earth and showing everybody how to live. But we're going off of them. We're going off of their ways. We're going off of their customs. We're living off of their traditions. We want their lifestyle, right? And since we want their lifestyle, we go and we try to move in their neighborhoods. We try to dress like them. We try to walk like them. We try to talk like them. We want to be them, right? We want to be them. And because of that, we are destroyed. All right, let me jump up in here. See. See if it'll let me share my. I might not be able to get the scriptures tonight, but we'll see. Just let me see real quick. Slocky again, bear with me. See if I share this. Should I? Have to add. Okay, I could do it from here. All right. First scripture I'm gonna get is Deuteronomy 28 and 33. Yeah, we get that. All right, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 33. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed. Right? That's what we are. We are oppressed under these nations. We are oppressed under this kingdom. Right? That's why. That's why you don't have no hope. Right? You don't have no hope because this nation that then came up over us, this wicked nation, this wicked beast, this oppressor, he has came over us and he has destroyed us. And he has made us low, right? He has made us low because all we are is crushed. We are just oppressed and we are crushed because all of the fruits of our land, all of the fruits of our labor, they eat it up. All of the inventions that we didn't invent it, they ate it up. All your hard labor, your blood, your sweat and tears that you do to work just to try to make a living, they eat up. That's why they're sending their kids to college, to good colleges. They're sending their kids to great schools. Their kids are well off. They have generational wealth, and we have generational curses. And see, we don't understand that these curses that fell upon us is because we did not listen to the laws of our God, right? We wanted to be like the other nations. So in being like the other nations, the fruit of our land, it's not yours. You don't own this land. You don't get the benefits of the land. You don't get to reap what is sown on the land, right? All of that labors, all of that hard work that you've done over the years for years and years and years, you don't get to enjoy that because all of that labors and all of that land, that nation that we don't know, our enemy, they eat it up, right? And it says that, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed away. That's what we are. We are oppressed and we are crushed away. We are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, right? And that is and that is the condition of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, right? Oppressed and crushed always, meaning always. That's what's going on, right? Bear with me a second. Drop down to 43. All right, verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. You see, they have rose up above us, right? They have rose up above us, and they are so high now that your president can get on there and say the kung flu, right? Your president could get up there and call you super assaulters, right? He could get up there and he could say, "Let's make America great again," right? He can get up there and say he's gonna grab women by the box, right? That is that is them being up just so high while you're so low. While they come and sit in your restaurants, eating your food, being a heavy MAGA supporter, and wanting you kicked out the country. Well, all of you that want Mexicans kicked out the country, you should never eat another Mexican dish in your life. Because if you kick out the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, America will be left with no culture. Your oppressor doesn't have any damn culture. That's why he steals from everybody on the earth. He steals that culture, right? Good night. Hold on, bear with me 1 second. All right, let me get this. All right, Nathaniel, so you got a question? Go ahead and get that for you, brother. Let me see. Let's show that. All right. So Trooper Nathaniel, we said, can we get a general breakdown of Ecclesiasticus 19 and 30? And I'll start at 29, right? It says, a man may be known by his look, and one that has understanding by his countenance when you meet him, right? So first, we're going to get some definitions so we can clarify and get understanding. All right, countenance, a person's face or facial expression. So it said a man is known by his look. Here in the UPK, we are known by our look, right? We are known by our look because we look like men of war. When they see us, they're like, who are those brothers right there? Right? Look like you mean business. Because a man may be known by his look, right? And one that has understanding by his countenance, by the way his face is set. You might have that ice grill on. You might have that mean mug on, right? It's a person's face or facial expression. That's your countenance. So when you see our countenance, you see the countenance of warriors. You see the spirits of the prophets of old. You see men of war, because that's our countenance. Now let's get to 30, where the brother's question is, right? A man's attire, right? A man's attire, his clothing, how he dresses, right? How he presents himself with his wardrobe, right? A man's attire, right? And excessive laughter, right? And gait show what he is. All right. Now let me get y'all gait. Right? Gait is a person's manner of walking. So body attire, your excessive laughter, and your gait, it shows what you is. It shows how zesty you are when you walking through, when you walking downtown, sagging, so you can show your cheeks off in your tight drawers. That's zesty. I know your countenance. I know your gait when I see that. That excessive laughter, always laughing and joking and playing. You can tell what you are by those things. right? Because a man's attire and excessive laughter and this gait, his a manner of walking, it shows what he is. You ever see a UPK brothers walk? Or you just see just see that warrior spirit coming through. You see your Christian pastor walk? Yeah, you could tell by his gait, his excessive laughter, and his attire, which the Bible calls gay apparel, right? You could tell what he is. So you could tell a man by these things, just how he carries himself, by the things he says, by the way he holds his face. You could tell what he is. Let me know if that helped you, Trooper. All right. Now let me get back to Deuteronomy. I'll pick it up at 28 and 44. All right. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verses 44. All right. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. That's what we are right now. The conditions of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, a yonder bar warrior, we are the tail. They are the head because it's their institutions that we have to go to, right? We're going through their school systems. We're going through their religious systems, their spiritual systems, right? We're going through all of their fraternities. We're trying to be like them. We're working for their companies, right? He shall lend to thee, and thee shall not lend to him. Right? He doesn't go to anything to you but to give you a job. He hires and fires you. He gives you all the bank loans. He gives you the student loan. He gives you the house loan. He gives you the car loan. What are you loaning him? All you doing is paying interest upon interest because he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. And blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we have been at the back for so long. We have been at the bottom for so long that we are comfortable just being the tail. That's why we don't plan for anything. We just react. We just react to every damn thing, right? With no planning, because we're so used to being at the bottom. We're so used to being there that 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 we don't even know that we are supposed to be the head. We're so used to destruction and things like that happening in our lives that if it's not happening, then life doesn't seem normal. It doesn't seem right. Okay? Let me drop down to 48. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore, thou shalt serve thy enemy, and not your friend, not your buddies, right? Not your brother, not people or people. Therefore, thou shalt serve thy enemy, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness, and in what of all things, right? And he shall put an iron yoke around your neck until he has destroyed you. See, during slavery, put that iron yoke all over your neck. And he walked you around, just like they do with their cattle or anything. They'll put that iron around their neck and they'll walk them. And then they can remove that iron and they will stay where they have been trained to be. Same thing with us. They took that iron yoke off of our neck and they put a spiritual one because that iron yoke was on so long till it destroyed us. And when it destroyed us, we were able to take that off and put a spiritual yoke because you still serve your enemy in hunger and nakedness and in thirst, right? Because who do you get your food from? Who do you get your water from? Who do you get your raiment from, your clothes from? You get it from your enemy. You still serve your enemy today. You serve them with Christianity, serve them with Christmas, with 4th of July, good night, with Thanksgiving, right? You serve them by wanting to be wanting to go Greek. That's the thing. That's the thing with our brothers and sisters. Oh, they love those sororities and them fraternities. You want to go Greek. You want to go anything but what you are. You want to go anything but that little girl that you looked in the mirror and thought was ugly, even though you were beautiful, because the world hates you. Yeah, that's why you want to. That's why you want to go Greek. So that's why you just want to. You just want to join this gang for this brotherhood, right? You just want this brotherhood because you didn't have a father, right? You didn't have a father, so you want this brotherhood. Well, this iron yoke that is around our neck and the way we serve these enemies is destroying us. Serving them. If you a drug dealer, you serving your oppressor. That's who you serving. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye shall do. Right? We serve our enemies. We serve them because we want their love, but they don't have any love for us. Right? We serve them because we want to fit in. We want to be looked at as the good one. We want everything to be right. So we just think, surely shall everything be right if I just serve my enemy. If I just do what he tells me to do. If I just pull myself up by my bootstrap. Not understanding that this enemy hates you. And since he hates you, he took that iron yoke off and put a spiritual yoke on because you already have been destroyed. Yeah, let me just read this through. So the Lord shall, verse 49, Salaki. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. So we already know we didn't speak the language that they spoke. They spoke a different tongue that we couldn't understand, right? And this nation came from far. It said from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. We know they reverence that eagle. They love that eagle, right? They put that eagle at high esteem, all these European nations. That's why it's on the back of their dollar. It's on top of their flagpoles. This is this is talking about your oppressor. This is talking about these European nations. That's what this is talking about, right? Verse 50. A nation of fierce countenance, right? We read that early, right? His countenance, right? Which shall not regard a person of old, nor show favor to the young. We know they don't care about the old. We know they don't care about the young. We know they don't care about the old because one drove, I don't know, about 300 miles just to go into an HEB and unalive older Hispanics, right? We know Dylan Roof sat in a church and murdered old, unalived old Judites, right? Because they don't have no regard for the person of old, nor do they show favor to the young. Trayvon Martin, Emmett Till, your nephew, your little brother, your little cousin, your friend from down the street. They don't show they don't have no regard for the person of old, and they don't show favor to the young. I've seen this clip And they asked this Edomite woman, when does he go from a cute little black boy to a scary black man? And this devil said around 12. So a 12-year-old kid to your oppressor, that's when you become a scary man. Right? That's when you become a scary man to them. You're right. They don't show love to each other. They hate each other. And they hate you. And they don't show no regards, no love, no care, no sympathy, no empathy, no disdain to our old or our young. Because to them you're just a slave. Right? You're just a slave. And they go around unalive and everything. They go unalive everything. Right? They go to Target and have shooting practice. And then you know what they say? When they arrest him, he has a mental health issue. How come you don't have a mental health issue growing up with no father and your mother on drugs? How come that's not enough to destroy your mental capacity? But they can grow up in a house with both parents and all the money they ever want. You grew up not knowing where your meal is. But you should have mental health issues. You shouldn't have PSTD. Because they don't show no regard to the old nor the young. They can go and unalive people and have shooting target practice in Target. He went to Target for target practice. You understand? And when he gets arrested, but don't forget he has he has mental health issues. But when you're black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, you're not allowed to have mental health issues. You're not allowed to be autistic, right? You're not allowed to have any of those things because those things can get you unalive. Those things can have you laying in the street in a puddle of your own blood just because your mind isn't right. But you expect to have the same judgment as your oppressors. Don't you know Zechariah 11:5 says they hold themselves, they whose oppressors slay them and hold themselves not guilty? That's what's going on. And we're over here trying to be one. We're over here thinking we're one, we're the human family. It's not the case at all. All right, we're gonna move on. Um, we'll get Romans 9:3. All right. It says Romans chapter 9, verse 3. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Christ, from my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh. See, because we need to separate from these other nations. And Paul is saying he'd be accursed from Christ. He'd be out of it if all of his family could be in it. That's why he says, for I could wish that myself was accursed from Christ, for my brethren, my brother, right? My kinsman, my kinfolk, according to the flesh, not according to the spirit, but according to the flesh and blood, the bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, right? That's what he's saying. Let's see who these people are. Verse 4, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the services of God and the promises. It looks like everything is for Israelites. That's why it says who are Israelites. Those who pertain to the adoption. You swear you could be adopted in. Christianity teaches you can be adopted in, you can be grafted in, right? Tells you all these things. But it says that adoption, that's for Israelites. And the glory. Everybody want to say, oh, glory to God. The glory, right? Well, the glory ain't got nothing to do with these heathen nations. It says that's for Israelites and the covenants. It didn't say the covenant. It said the covenants, right? Because there was a covenant, and then he made a new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Jacob, right? There's a Jeremiah 31 and 31, and the Hebrews 8 and 8. There was a covenant, then he made a new covenant. Well, those covenants, those are for Israelites, right? And the giving of the law. We all know who the law was given to. He said, I give my law unto Jacob, my statutes and my judgments unto Israel. As far as these other nations, I have not dealt so with them. He doesn't know them, right? Because we were given the law and the service of God and the promises. That's all for Israelites. So you need to separate yourself from your oppressor. You need to separate yourself from these other nations, right? Have no doing with them. That's what that's what we should do, right? We should have absolutely no doing with them, right? We should do them like all the other nations do. You ever go to a gas station? It's their family in there. Nobody calls them racist. They don't have to hire nobody but their family, right? They don't have to. What is that? Damn, I cannot remember what it's called. Right? But regardless, they don't have to hire anybody. Nobody calls them a racist. You take your rib to go get her nails done. It's their family in there. Nobody else. Nobody calls them racist. Yeah, they'll do the business. They'll take all your money. And they'll take it back to their neighborhood. Take it back to their people. Take it back for their ways and their traditions and their family. Well, that's what we need to do. We need to learn to be the same way. Because, that adoption, that glory, those covenants, the giving of the law, service of God, and the promises, that's for us. It's for Israelites. We shouldn't give that to nobody. All right, let me get Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. Ooh wee. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. That's how your enemy is. That's how your oppressor is. He's like a piece of iron, right? You ever see a bumper on an old car? It start with just a little dot of rust, but then that rust spreads and it carries until it compromises the all of the metal. It'll compromise the whole metal, right? And when it compromises that whole metal, everything is destroyed. That's how your oppressor is. That's why you can never trust your enemy. For like iron rusted, so is his wickedness. That's how his wickedness. Wickedness, it might look like this little dot, but it's going to spread till it compromises the whole nation. Till it compromises your block. Then your whole street, right? Then your whole neighborhood. Then your whole city. Then your whole state. That's what he does. And now you're looking up to Sexy Red. That's the women that we praise now. Looking up to some IG model, and you're saying that's the standard. She probably can warm up corn. She probably can cook broccoli, right? And you're putting this as the standard. Something that states they're so high class. You looking up to all the gangsters. Little baby. Little baby was so gangster. Now that boy wearing Daisy Dukes to show off leg tattoos. That's the standard now. That's because that iron rusted. and spread, and he just spreads that rest through our nation, destroying blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. I'll continue. Verse 11. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as thou hast looked, Slakia has wiped a looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. See, it might come humble. It might come real humble, real sweet, real crouching, seeming real delicate. But the Bible says you better take good heed and beware of him. You better know the monster that you're dealing with. You better know what type of man you're dealing with, what type of beast, right? It says, and you should take good heed and beware of him. Thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, right? And thou shalt see that his rust had not been altogether wiped away. So just imagine there's like that fog in the glass, right? So everybody outside of the truth, they're just looking through that foggy, frosty mirror window, right? Well, here in the UPK, we didn't wipe that window, and we can see clear through. We can see that wickedness is in him. We can see that hatred is not wiped away. We can see that oppression is not wiped away. We can see that cunningness is not wiped away. We can see that connivingness is not wiped away. We see it. We see him for what he is. And that's why the truth is so important, because it'll help you see the things that you have missed your entire life. It'll clear your eyesight. It'll clear your mind so you can see and see with understanding. So you know how to deal with them. So you know what to do. All right. Verse 12. It's Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 12. Set him not by thee, lest when he has overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou hast last remembered my words, and be pricked wherein. That's all it was. So that birthright, and ever since he been trying to take your place, right? And right now we're so low, he's sitting in our seat as the ruling body on the earth. He's in that seat. And while he's in that seat, what are you doing? You're over here glorifying evil. You're glorifying the one who took your seat, the one who's trying to keep you out of your position. That's the one you reverence, give all your love to, and you look up to because of Caesar Borgia, because you think Christ looks like, you think Jesus Christ is God. You also think Jesus Christ is white. So you're going to look at your oppressor and say, well, I mean, God does look like him. So maybe I should, maybe I should, you know, look at him with high reverence, not knowing that he is a wicked beast, not knowing that he doesn't give a damn, right? Doesn't give a damn about you. He does not care, right? It says, sit him not by thee, least when he has overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. He's in our place right now, standing up, ruling the earth, doing whatever the hell he wants, right? Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And last, remember my words and be pricked there within. Verse 13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such that come nigh to wild beasts? You see, they be out there, you see them in them East Indians. Oh, they be playing that little flute, messing with that cobra, getting him to come up out of that vase, right? That's what they doing. Okay? It says, who will pity a charmer that is bitten by that serpent? You're going to say, hey, you shouldn't have been playing with that cobra. Like, what are you messing with that cobra for, right? It says, or any such that come near the wild beast. Them out there, one time I seen, they was out there shooting a lion, shooting Simba for no reason, for fun, right? And they hit him, and he fell, and it took him about three of these, and he was across about two football fields, and that devil got off one last shot, ended up getting him. But hey, you out there messing with these animals, they're gonna say, well, what was you doing next to that? What you out there messing with the lions for? Is you crazy? Right? That's what the Bible is saying about you and your oppressor. Saying who's gonna pity you when you're bitten by this devil? Right? When you get trampled by this wild beast. Because you wanted to fit in. You wanted that marriage. You wanted that marriage till she slammed her own arm in the cupboard and called the police on you. Right? You wanted that job till you realized you were just the fall guy for them to steal all the money. That's why they put you up in that position. Oh, you thought you was one of them. Nobody's gonna pity you because you shouldn't set yourself by them, right? Let me get 16. I'm gonna show y'all. Verse 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagines how to throw thee into a pit. They say all this stuff that keep us in hell. Oh, they was out there with that Planned Parenthood, convincing you to abort your babies, right? They was convincing you of that. Speaking sweetly with their lips. It's your body. It's your choice. But they was imagining how to keep you in hell. You think they want you to born babies? You think they want you to bring the prophets back in the earth? Imagine that. Imagine a way that they always trying to unalive our babies to stop us from being born. I don't want the prophets coming back into the earth. So they want you to abort that baby, right? They imagine how to throw you into a pit. They lure you in with those sweet words. It's so sweet. All the time they want to put you in hell, right? So he'll weep with his eyes. But if he find opportunity, he'll not be satisfied with blood. He'll sit there and he'll cry with you till he can stab you in the back. And all the blood that spills of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians all through the earth from these opportunities they find, they're still not satisfied. He wasn't satisfied with George Floyd, with Trayvon Martin, with Khalil Castile, with Sandra Bland, with Mike Brown, with your brother, with your uncle, with your dad. They're not satisfied. They're not satisfied with bloods, right? It's never enough for them. I mean, how many of us have been unalived? So we need to separate. When we say separate, that don't mean go move to Ghana. I don't know if you heard the stories. All these people try to relocate. You're just gonna go be a second class citizen somewhere else. It's not making no sense. Let me get Proverbs 55. What is it? Yeah, 55 and 21. What the? Oh, Slovakia Psalms. I'm tripping. Come on. All right. It's the Psalms, chapter 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they drawn swords. That's what he do. You got to understand that he is going to manipulate you in any way. But no matter how genuine he seems, You have to know what's coming behind that. What's coming behind that is a sword, is destruction, is torment, is terror. It's something to your demise, right? We go Proverbs 3:31. All right. This is Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. I'm gonna read that again. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. You see, don't don't envy them. You envy them because they got these generational wealth and they passing down this money and all. The hell with all that. When Christ comes, all those wrongs will be written right. So don't go around envying them. Don't envy them to where you want to be like them. You envy them so much you start to walk like them. Put a damn stick up your tail and you right. Want to talk like them. You dress like them. You want to be them. You want to live where they live. You want to be a part of their golf clubhouse and all this nonsense. It says and choose none of his ways. Don't choose his ways. Don't choose his holidays. Don't choose his mindset. We got to learn to think in the capacity that the mind capacity that the Lord gave us. Stop trying to look to and be like somebody who's lesser than us. We want to choose their ways and be like them and relic their expressions, right? We shouldn't do none of those things. Those things are disturbing to the Lord. Us wanting to be like them. Wanting to be like them, getting tricked. It's just one trick. You will go your whole life experiencing nothing but disdain from a people, and you'll sit there because of the Christian church and say, everybody loves everybody. That's my brother. They don't treat you like no brother. They treat you like a slave. They treat you like a piece of garbage, right? Colossians 2:8. This is what we have to take in consideration. This is why the Bible tells us these things. Because we should be separate from these people, right? Colossians 2:8. Beware, lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the traditions of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ. You see, all the stuff you're out there doing while you giving the glory to God, while you thanking Jesus, ain't none of that for Christ. None of this rudiments of the world, none of these ways of the world. Sitting there praying over Thanksgiving dinner when the Lord hates your feast days, and you gonna get offer this up to the King? It says, "Beware, lest any man spoil you through philosophy." We're spoiled through philosophy, through our mind, through the way that we think, through the words that they have written in these books and have spoken and have given to us. We're spoiled. When it's saying spoiled, it's saying destroyed, right? Nothing spoiled is good. People want to spoil their kids. Go drink some spoiled milk. Tell me if anything spoiled has ever been good, right? It says, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the traditions of men. You see, this man is very deceptive. And the fight that he fights against us is on all levels. I mean, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. Like it's no end. So you can't be spoiled through that philosophy, that vain deceit after these traditions of men, right? because these are after the rudiments and the ways of the world, and they're not after Christ. So we should have no parts of it. We shouldn't have no doings, no dealings of it or with it, right? I'm gonna show you we're just a different people. We're different people, and it's been that way since the womb, right? We get Genesis 25, and I'll start at 21. All right, this is Genesis chapter 25, verse 21. And Isaac entreated Slacky, tripping. Slacky, bear with me 1 second. All right, Slacky. All right, this is Genesis 25, verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah, his wife, conceived. All right, so Isaac, right, is trying to have, he wanted a baby, but Rebekah, her womb was barren, right? Barren meaning your womb showed up and you can't have babies. That's what barren means, right? So her womb was closed. Okay. It said, and the Lord entreated of him, and Rebekah, his wife, conceived. Lord made it, prayed to the Lord, and he made it to where his wife could conceive and have a child, right? Okay. Let's continue going. Verse 22. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. So she's saying, she feels these women struggling in her. These women in her womb are struggling. They fighting, they wrestling, they going to war in her womb. And she's wondering if this is of you, God, because my husband entreated you, and you blessed me with conception, right? And since you blessed me with conception, and this is how it's, and I'm supposed to have these children, why am I thus? Right? That's what it was when she inquired the Lord. She wanted to see what was going on. All right? And the Lord said, two people are in thy womb. Oh, we. No, Salaki. And the Lord said, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. That is going to happen, and we are stronger than them. But in this womb, there was two nations. Lord had already separated this nation, already had who he was going to choose, right? Verse 20. Well, let's see. I'll just go to 25. Verse 25. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. The first one came out, he came out red. He came out as your oppressor. When he came out, that's what he looked like. They called his name Esau, like a hairy garment, red like a hairy garment. Oh, that just sounds like that. Just so hairy and furry and red and disgusting, right? First one came out red all over like a hairy garment. Verse 26. And after that, his brother came out and took hold of Esau's heel. And his name was Jacob. And Isaac was three score years old when she bare that. Right? Verse 27. Now, know there's a difference. You know there's a difference between you and your oppressor. Right? This is Genesis chapter 25, verse 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. Right? All right. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. Esau is a very cunning hunter, right? He wakes up at 3 a.m. He puts deer piss all over his body. He sits in a tree for 5 hours just to shoot Bambi. Just go out there, just hunt, and just go and unalive everything. Bring it back and eat it. Okay? He out there hunting. He a man of the field. He's a cunning hunter. Cunning. He's very good at it. He's very strategic. He understands it. He's an animal, so he thinks like the animals. You know, he's just like them. He out there with his kind, right? It says, but Jacob was a plain man. He in the house. He dwelling in tents. He in the house. He chilling, right? He in the crib, man. The man of the field out there just hunting for sport, hunting for fun, just destroying every damn thing, right? So we have to separate from this beast. Verse 28. I don't know what I was doing now. I'm hitting the wrong one. All right. Verse 28. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of that venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. Right? Yeah, Esau was loved by Isaac. He going out hunting, cutting and cooking up everything. Just an old hairy beast out there, you know, doing what they do. All right, let me get Exodus 33 and 16. Because, well, we got to separate. We got to separate from these other nations. We got to separate from our oppressor. We got to separate our minds. Get back to our customs. Get back to our ways. Get back to our traditions. Because that's what we have lost. We have lost the sense of who we are, and we have lost our traditions and our ways, our customs, our laws, our statutes, our commandments. We have lost those. We have lost those trying to be like everybody else, trying to serve their gods and not our own. Okay? This is Exodus chapter 33, verse 16. For wherein shall it be known here that I and thy people have found grace in thy sight? And if not, Slakia, is it not in that thou goest with us, shall we be separated? Right? I and thy people from all the people that are upon the face of the earth. That's what we are supposed to be. We are supposed to be a separate people among all the face of the earth, all the people on the earth. We're supposed to be different from them. We're supposed to be separated from that. We're supposed to be holy, right? On all the people on the face of the earth. Verse 17. And the Lord said unto Moses, I will do this thing also that thou hast spoken, for thou hast found grace in my sight, and I know thee by name. You see? That's what we want to be. We want to be known by name to the Most High. Okay? That's what we need, right? It says, you have found grace in my sight, and I know thee by name. These 12 tribes are known to the Most High. Okay? Good night, Wednesday. I'm burning right. All right. All right, I'm going to drop that and get a second Maccabees 4 and 14. You got that, Zachariah?
Conrad, one second, sir.
All right, no sweat. Take your time, warrior.
Sorry, so you said Second Maccabees 4 and 14.
Khan.
Con. This is the book of Second Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
That the priest had no courage to serve any more at the altar, but despising the temple
Yep.
and and neglecting the sacrifices,
Mm-hmm.
hastened to be partakers of the unlawful allowance and the place of exercise, after the game of discus called them forth.
Yep. Read that one more time.
Con. This is the book of Second Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 14. That the priest had no courage to serve any more at the altar,
You see, that's what's
but
going
despite
on right. Hold on. That's what's going on right now today. Priests don't have no damn courage to serve. LeBron James thinks he's big as hell, can run and jump because he thinks he's supposed to be dribbling some damn basketball. Now knowing he got that body because he's supposed to be in the Lord's army. Supposed to do great thing in the Lord's army. All right. That's why you're blessed with that body and that ability. They don't have no courage to serve no more at the altar. They don't got the courage to come and be priests. Because what's the world gonna say? What's gonna happen to your endorsement money? Right? Our brothers and sisters, our brothers don't have no more courage to come and serve. That's why it's a hard thing, you know. It's a hard thing for these men to come in here and stand with warriors and serve God. Because it takes courage. It takes cojones. Continue reading.
Con, but despising the temple and
Mm-hmm.
neglecting the sacrifices,
Yep.
hasten to be partakers of the unlawful allowance and the place of exercise,
Uh-huh.
after the game of discus called them forth.
You see, that's what you want to do. You just want to go and play the game. You want to go and play the game because you don't want to do what your forefathers did. You want to do what your new father tells you to do. Because you're of your father the devil. Continue reading.
Verse 15. Not setting by the honors of their fathers,
Not what?
not setting by the honors of their fathers.
You see, you're not honoring your fathers. You think you honoring your fathers? You think your forefathers are happy that you ran a 4-1-40 and you went to the damn NFL? You think your forefathers gave a damn about that? And they gave their life to God for God? They don't give a damn about that. So you're not setting by the honors of our fathers doing this. Continue.
But liking the glory of the Grecians best of all.
What?
But liking the glory of the Grecians best of all.
See, that's what it's like. It's like your oppressor. That's exactly what you're doing. You going out and pleasing him. So they can sit back and say, Zachariah, they'll sit back in their press box, right? And say, look at my boy. Oh, look at my boy. Ain't he a biggin? Oh, look how fast he running. Oh yeah, I picked a good one right there. You're going after them Grecians. You want their love and their respect. That's who you're going after. You're not going after your forefathers. You're not giving a damn about what your forefathers had to go through, the prophets of old had to go through, because you don't have no more courage to serve. So you just go and do whatever pleases your oppressor. This is why we need to separate, because we'll just be doing, but liking the glory of the Grecians best of all. They just want that glory, Zachariah, right? They just want that.
Con.
They just want that MVP trophy, right?
Con,
Or they
con.
just want that Larry O'Brien trophy or that Vince Lombardi. They got to have it. It's who they are. If they don't have it, then and they don't have the glory of the Grecians, of their oppressors, then they feel like their life wasn't worth anything. I'm telling you, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian men, if you're not in Israelite school or UPK, your life isn't worth anything. You're not doing anything for your people. You're not doing anything to change the world. That's what we are doing. We're changing the world. I seen this post. I think he said, changing the world one con out of one con at a time. That was heavy, right?
Con,
All
con.
right. Let's go ahead and get yeah, Second Corinthians 6 and 17.
Con, con. This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore, come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you.
Read that one more time, brother.
Con, con. This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore, come out from among them,
Do what?
come out from among them,
We have to come out from among them. We got to come out from among their ways. From what they deem is right. From what they deem is good for you. We need to come out of their Christianity, out of their systems, out of their philosophies, out of their ways, right? We have to come from among them, continue,
and be ye separate,
and be ye separate. We need to be us. We need to be what the Lord wanted us to be. We need to count for what the Lord counted us for, right? We need to separate from them, come up out of them, right? And be ye separate. Be holy. Be a special people unto the Most High, right? That's what we need to do. Come from among them and be separate. Don't partake in the things they partake in. While they over there celebrating their Christmas, you not. You over here not giving a damn about it. Right? Continue reading.
con, saith the Lord,
Says ISUBK.
saith the Lord,
Says Shamaroline.
saith the Lord,
Says Zachariah.
saith the Lord,
Continue.
and touch not the unclean thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I will receive you.
You see, when we don't touch those unclean things, then the Lord can receive us. That's how you get received. By not partaking in their customs, by not being like them. That's how you do it. That's the way. That's the blueprint. The blueprint to following God, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, is to separate yourself from your oppressor. Separate from them customs, from their mindsets, from their philosophies, from their way of thinking, for what they deem is right and beneficial for you. You got to come up out of that. Continue reading.
Verse 17, slacking, verse 18, and will be a father unto you, and ye shall be my sons and daughters, saith the Lord Almighty.
Zachariah, if God loves everybody, why is he saying to separate and don't touch those unclean things? Don't be
Okay.
partakers. Because it says, come from among them. Come from out of them and be separate. Don't touch them unclean things. Don't partake in those other nations. And only then will I be your father, and you'll be my sons and daughters, and I'll be your God, says the Lord Almighty. Right? So for all this Christian love, where is this in there? That's what I need to understand. Where the hell is this? Because it's saying I have to separate. I have to come out from among them. I have to separate from them, from my oppressor, from these other nations. Then will the Lord be a father to me. So we got to come up out of there. And he'll be our father, and we'll be his sons, and we'll be his daughters. But until then, we going to just be oppressed. Um, yeah, we'll just come back to it. All right, let me get Deuteronomy 32 and 7.
Oh, God, this is the book of Deuteronomy, 32, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the days of old.
Do what?
Remember the days of old.
You see, the Bible tells you to remember the days of old. Your oppressor tells you to forget everything except his battles. Oh, he wants you to remember those, but he wants you to forget everything that happened to you. The Bible says, "Remember the days of old." Continue.
Consider the years of many generations.
Consider those years of many generations. We have many generations out here. Some of us is blessed to talk to these generations. Continue reading.
Ask thy father, and he will shew thee.
Mm-hmm.
Thy elders, and they will tell thee.
Yeah, while you over here giving all your love, go ask some of them how Jim Crow was. Go ask some of them how it was to get a dog sicked on them or water hose or fire hose. A water hose. Salakia, a fire hose. Bitten by dogs, beaten and clubbed. Go ask them about that. While your best friend's Billy, because you worked at the job for 3 weeks, you got high a few times, and you both like LeBron James. That weed'll make you make a friend with any goddamn body. I believe weed. That'd be a damn KKK and a Black Panther right there, Zakaria, hitting weed. They'll go back to
Oh,
hating each other once the weed's gone. But right now, they got to get high. Okay? Good night. Continue reading verse 8.
verse 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance,
Mm-hmm.
when he separated the sons of Adam,
Yep.
he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
You see? So when the Most High divided the nations, he set their inheritances, right? He divided the nations their inheritance. But when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds, the boundaries of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. Okay? That's how we know we need to separate. This is for Israel. And when he set those boundaries, he did it according to us. Continue reading.
Kanawakan. Verse 9. For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
See? So when he set up all these portions, right? It says the Lord's portion is his people, and his people is Jacob. Jacob's name was changed to Israel, which fathered the 12 tribes of Israel. Those are the people of God. The Lord said he changes not. That does not change. Now it's not that everybody just can come in, because for the Lord's portion is his people, and Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. Okay? Damn it. Nah, I don't need that anyway. We'll skip that. Let me see what else. Nah, I ain't gonna break that down. Let me get Deuteronomy 7 and 1. We'll just go there.
Kanawakan. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
when the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and has cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites, the Girgashites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. And
Mm-hmm.
when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them, and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them,
Thou shalt
nor
what?
shall thou shalt make no covenant with them.
Thou shalt make no covenant with them. Okay, that's what we have to understand. You out here wanting to do all this interracial marriage because you don't want to be separate because people are people. And they say you shouldn't make no covenant with them. Continue.
Con, nor shew mercy unto them.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
You see, it's letting you know these other nations don't make covenants with them. Don't make agreements and bonds and marriages and things like that. Continue reading.
Con. Verse 4. For they will turn away thy son from following me.
For they will what?
Turn away thy son from following me,
Uh-huh. Continue.
that they may serve other gods.
And oh we. And they will serve other gods. Continue.
So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you,
Go to
and,
First Kings. Oh yeah, go ahead. You can finish out.
and destroy thee suddenly.
Go to First Kings 11:4. Or
This is book
11:1, Salakia. Because I'm gonna show
of
you. We're gonna show you how this happened. The Bible don't just say this for the hell of it, right? Go ahead.
This is the book of First Kings, chapter 11, verse 1. But King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites.
You see?
Verse 2.
Hold on. So the Bible is saying something real important here. What does the Bible say how we should look at these other nations? We should look at these other women as what? Read that again.
So, strange women.
Strange women. When you see that Edomite, oh, she's strange. It says it right there, Edomites. They thought they would be in the clear. I'm saved. Huh? Yeah, it saved them, brother. Right? I don't need no Africans, no Asians, no none of that. No East Indians, no nothing. Right? You got 12 beautiful tribes. All right? But Solomon, he loved them strange women. You know who else loved them strange women? Samson loved them strange women. Continue reading.
Verse 2. Of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into the or turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon
All right, you see that? It says that these nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them, neither shall they come into you, for surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. It says Solomon clave unto these in love, right? That's what's going to happen. They're going to turn your heart away from God. How can you go serve your God and you sitting there with your enemy, right? Drop down to verse 4.
will cover verse 4. For it came to pass when Solomon was that his wives and his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God, as was the heart of David his father.
You see, his heart wasn't perfect as was David, his father's, because his heart was turned to other gods because of his wives. because of these strange women. Now let's go back to oh yeah, no, I ain't gonna read all of them. But when you drop down to 8, it said, and likewise did he for all his strange wives, which he burnt incense and sacrificed unto their God. Ooh wee. That's what a woman will have you doing, boy. You loving these strange women and you'll be serving some strange God. Now let's get Deuteronomy 7 and 6 to end it. You got it. You got that, Zakaria? You good?
Deuteronomy 7 and 6, sir?
Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Don't sweat out that you cutting out. I'm
Thou
looking.
art,
Oh yeah, go ahead.
for thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
That's what we're supposed to be, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We are supposed to be a special people above all people on the face of the earth, right? Not under, not next to, right? We are supposed to be a special people, separate, holy, right? Stemming from the word Kodash, holy, meaning separate. That's what we have to be. So called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we have to come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments. Come back to God. Come serve God under this one banner, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, right? That's what we're going to have to do because we have a responsibility and we have to be dedicated to raising our nation. And with that, this is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started at the 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the Commanding General Yohana. Shalom.